counter the tempo that looks like it's going to come out from LGD, because it looks blink and 6 is the moment for LGD, it feels like. And that's dangerous when you're waiting for farm on Void.
Prepare for battle.
Prepare for battle.
We'll come into this game 3 even at 1. I know some of you in chat were hoping that at this point it would be 2-0 for one of these teams. But
Hell no.
Here we are. We're guaranteed at least 4.
I'm glad Vici won a game because there was a lot of, talk about LGD 3-0, and like you say, and that LGD were the much better team. I think LGD, on paper, have been the much better team throughout the tournament and from what we've seen from them. But Vici, they're no slouchers, and it feels like they've prepared really well for this best of 5, just from with what we've seen from them so far in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, in this best of 5, at least.
I think I saw somewhere somebody said, can't wait for the hypest 3-0 in history.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, that was my joke. I was talking to my friend last night, and my prediction was 3-1 to LGD, but because I had belief that Vici would be able to break them in at least 1 game.
See, I wasn't going to say it was you.
I'm happy to admit it was me. I made a joke. Hypest 3-0 in history, which, to be fair, after game 1 could have been true.
Yeah, it certainly could have been true, for sure.
The battle begins.
The crucible of greatness awaits.
Lanes look pretty standard. Old 11 will be here with PYW, so you've got the Clockwork with the Dark Seer up against this Drow. And then Faith Beyond, Jinku in this bottom lane. Well, you talked about how this could be a lane that is very aggressive.
Yeah, I can see this lane. If Witch Doctor ever steps up out of position here, you're always going to be in trouble. And I imagine he takes heal at level 1 as well. I don't think there's any way you try and contest this lane offensively.
Like we've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of Witch Doctors go heal first, right?
You just want to keep your Void sustained in the laning stage.
And of course, level 1, it's Bash of the Duke for Faith Beyond. Level 1 for Jinku is LSA. Ame losing that early courier, though.
One again!
Dire's courier has been killed.
He gets 2 couriers.
Dire's top tower is under
Now Jar's going to have to try and CS with like 6 creeps under tower with Iron Shell.
This is not going to be an easy time. But Ame going to try and make the best of it. He's got 2 CS so far, doing some damage on the Old 11, who's got Iron Shell. First blood for Ame. He stays too long.
He accidentally took the aggro off the tower.
Take it.
Oh dear. Why CS creeps when you can CS heroes?
That's true, actually. Very true.
Fire Snap Cookie, Ori. Scatterblast in 2, nothing to say, lands in Aether Remnant. He doesn't have the mana just yet for the Scatterblast.
I mean, he has more tangos coming out, but there's no salve.
That should do now.
Oh no, he does have a salve, sorry, it's Ori that has the tangos coming out.
So he's got a shared tango and 3 in his new stack.
Top lane, Old 11's still level 1 here, and Drow's level 3. They are.
God.
He's not going to get level 3 until the next creep dies. Sorry, level 2 unless the next creep dies. So be a little bit careful on Old 11.
And then Ame's just gonna right-click at him, try to do what he can. And with these decays, Old 11 does not feel really too comfortable. This was a lane we talked about might be able to aggress onto the Drow. They did get 2 couriers, but then they lose Old 11 for first blood.
Not this time. Not this time.
Mid. Desperately needs this bottle here.
A lot of regen and a lot of gold being spent just for that regen. He's 15 and 4.
Oh, his courier dies again.
Oh. So I was gonna say he's 15-4, but he's only got 1,000 net worth at the moment. We'll see if that becomes more of an issue. Fire Snap Cookie lands, nothing to say, taking some damage. The Resonant Pulse wears off. We're continuing to put on the hurt.
Top lane.
Innocent surviving. PYW pops a salve. They've got Old 11 running at him. Decay again, max health at 560. He's got the bottle. Continues to run an Ame.
Thanks.
Ame will salve up.
I'll be honest, I assumed he had Surge at level 2. He took him early.
Finds Innocent. Darius saw the Frost Arrows. It's enough to get the distance. He'll salve up. Meanwhile, mid, nothing to say. He ends up dying. They'll go for this Drow. But Battery Assault is no longer available. So PYW puts himself in a precarious position. Old 11 continuing the pressure. Innocence is sitting very, very low. And his life is hanging in the balance.
Nothing to say on this mid. At least he has his bottle now. It's the big thing here, right? So it's not gone great so far. At least he now has that bottle. Doesn't get the 4-minute rune, unfortunately, because he dies, but... I don't know, Ori's had a really good start to this game. With the DD now as well.
Secured that 4-minute rune. Gets the double damage, refills the bottle. Sips through it pretty quickly, though. Goes for the Fire Snap Cookie, but gets it with the 8th Remnant.
Hot lane, they see DY. They really want him.
Are you even trying?
DY.
Just so far back. LSA just a little bit short. So Erica, he's still top of the CS. This is kind of similar to the last game, where he was able to find a good amount of farm to start.
Money to burn.
Yeah, Erica's doing well. And has done well across all 3 games so far this series in the laning stage.
Yeah. So Crush as well as Bash the Deep. Out on Erica. He time walks. That's on cooldown for another 21 seconds as he's gone 1-1-2. So Old 11's caught up. He's level 4 to Drow's level 4. Surge, Cogs, Battery Assault. Mortimer's Kisses. Ame gonna fall. And they're gonna throw these kisses over at Innocence. He's in a lot of trouble. Battery Assault comes in. The Decay is there, but they've got 3 heroes. They'll find themselves a second in the lane. Old 11 gets one, or he gets the other. Vici. Again, you know, we talked about LGD being the aggressors, but here come Vici for the second game in a row.
Yeah, and this is exactly the rotation that Vici made last game. This 5-minute catapult that spawns up in the top lane, or he did the same thing on the Queen of Pain. They come up, they make the rotation, they get a couple of kills, and now they're going to be able to take the tower as well. They're even going to glyph on the Radiant side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wow.
What a...
Yeah.
What
6 minutes in, your tier 1's gone.
Because we don't often see
problems.
these first catapult waves get towers. Like, they usually do a decent amount of damage if you play around them, but rarely do they actually kill the towers, and that's 2 games in a row.
It's 2 games in a row that they've been able to displace Ame, who's just level 4. Like, we talked about how good his lane was going. Now he's a full level behind Darkseer. He was 2 levels ahead. Witch Doctor, low, dead mid. Nothing to say, gets the kill on DY.
I guess the regen going as well. That's what...
Cogs around Ame again. Rocket Flare, the damage with the Ion Shell. Vacuum back with LSA. That allows Ame to survive the turnarounds here. The multi-shot ain't nothing to say. He has no Astral Step. So they'll just go after PYW. Grab the kill. Nothing to say, gets credit for that one. They keep Ame alive. That's the biggest part.
Oh, DY bot lane. Oh,
trouble once again.
Oh my god. He lost half his HP to a bash.
Corrosive Haze is here, and now it's about getting Slardar into the Blink Dagger, I'd assume.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything queued up right now. They're going to
Chrono. Scatterblast kisses out, and Faith Beyond, he's dead. It's the combo that we've talked about. It's the combo that we've seen, and it's showing that it's a combo that works.
Radiant's middle
the
tower
Vici that showed up between the upper bracket game between these 2 teams, and the Vici that have showed up in this final, so night and day. They're 1k net worth up already.
Yeah. The preparation is astounding. Backing back, Astral Step, Aether Remnant, Old 11 in some trouble.
Dyer's
I'm
middle
gonna say
tower is under
he
attack.
doesn't have another astral step, but he won't need it. Tombstone down, old 11's life gone.
Gets the courier, right?
For you anywhere.
Ori gets the courier, he's happy with that. Going into the Ags, just 3,000 gold off that. So, things still going well for Vici, despite the death of the Dark Seer.
They see DY here.
They do see him. Astral Stat, Resonant Pulse, DY in trouble. Cast comes out as well as the Maledict. Nothing to say, hit by the Scatterblast as a Jinku. Gonna get themselves forward with this Dark Seer. With the Surge.
A level 3 Maledict, so it does a decent amount of damage, though.
Yeah. So now Ame's level 6. And we hit him a little bit harder.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Their
attack.
bottom tower.
It's Innocence working with not much.
Yeah, he's in trouble. I like as you say the name.
Yeah, cogs around and battery assault, and now another death for Innocence.
Charges to
This
be
is-
TVs away.
Yeah, because how do you deal with that? That is not fun to deal with. No, Faith Beyond, 3 heroes here. He's under the tier 1 tower. Maledict, Scatterblast, Faith Beyond, he's dead again. He's in a little bit too deep.
There's a reason Vici Gaming love this hero so much, the Snapfire. I mean, Ori's currently 401, top of net worth by anybody else, from anybody else by 400 gold. And they have the Chrono up in 30.
Or 600 over the Drow. Yeah, there. Astral Step, Resonant Pulse, Aether Remnant doesn't land, so they drop down this Tombstone and they give a free 125 gold over to Ori. They focus their attention on Innocence. He would love to get the bounty, can't do that. So it's a kill for Ori, a bounty for Erica, and just more aggression from Vici up 3k. This is another game where Ame just feels like he can't really join the fight yet, and he just has to farm because of the way it's landing.
BYW was so close to level 6 on the clockwork, though, when he hit the 10-minute mark there.
TP's towards top. I would assume they're going to give the tome over somewhere else. Quick shot, all the way in. And now they've got the Gust, Slither and Crush. Damage is there, but the wall is down. The cogs around Faith Beyond. So they can focus their attention on the old 11. They get the kill to PYW after that first hook shot. Not the way he was hoping that would go. That was unfortunate for him. So Joey for Vici.
I have a really bad feeling for LGD that when Snapfire gets this Ags, the game might start to really snowball. Because we've talked about how this Ags is effectively a 700 damage nuke,
Dyer's bottom tower
which is
under
insane.
attack.
To their bottom tower.
Like, we talked about how they didn't really have a way of killing the Void Spirit apart from Chrono.
Yeah.
They get this Ags at a really good timing. Nothing to say will die so quickly.
I think they don't even have to throw the Void forward with that gobble up spit out. They could throw the Clockwork forward and he could just have the battery assault going and throw the cogs around anybody he lands on.
I honestly don't think it matters who you're throwing, because if you Maledict as well, if you like, throw the Witch Doctor in who gets a Maledict and a Death Ward off, they're dead.
So lots of options and only 800 gold away from picking up that Ags on Ori, as he still sits top of the net worth, now 1,000 gold away from anybody on LGD. Pressure through from mid, or through in mid from VG. And they're gonna smoke. They back off, smoke. They've got it on 4. Erica's got the Chrono available on his Void. Nobody here to break this smoke, and Ame, ooh, PYW's got to be a little bit more on that, and the time walk forward, no Chrono, a little bit disjointed from the side of Vici going for this drought.
Yeah, they really want to take this mid tier 1, so all it takes is a pick off into like 5 heroes showing up mid.
Dyer's bottom
Faithbeyond
tower
smoked
is
up
under
as well, though,
attack.
with the blink reveal.
Time walk, blink, bash, and now the Corrosive Haze, Slithering Crush. They're going to throw the 8th Remnant forward. It's not going to land. The Mortimer's Kisses comes out on the Faith Beyond. They've got the damage onto the Sword Art. It will be enough after this Kiss hits. Erica goes up to the high ground. The Cogs, though, they're blocking them in. They've got the LSA that lands at a 2, but nothing more. Take out Innocence. 2 dead on the side of LGD as they surge forward looking for a 3rd. Jinkyu forced to run. Nothing to say. Goes the other way. And while this is happening, Ame is up top, looking to finish off a Yasha as he's already got himself the Dragonlance.
Not the most ideal Blink reveal for Faith Beyond, it has to be said.
There is little
not at all.
for Dire's
Chrono.
middle tower.
Chrono used. They go after this Lina. Rocket Flare forward. Erica gets the kill.
Dire's middle tower
Dire's
is
middle
under
tower
attack.
is under
And now they can safely take the 3-2-1. Finish it off.
Dire's middle tower
Dire's
has
middle
fallen.
tower has fallen.
That's what they wanted all along.
Radiant's top tower
And here
is
comes
under
the
attack.
Snapfire Ags. It's online.
At a very fast timing. This seems so fast. And, I mean, how can you say anything but that about Ori? Every hero, he seems like he's getting a boatload of fun.
I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back here.
So let's see how this goes. 3K lead for Vici. How the first gobble up and spit out will be.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Start with a smoke, and that smoke gets broken. Link away from Faith Beyond. Not bad at all.
Radiant's bottom tower is under.
Ame goes to the tier 1 tower over bottom. Hook shot in. Go after Faith Beyond. Slithering Crush. Gobble up. Snap right on top of him. Definitely down, but there's the silence. LSA hits. GQ with the right clicks will get the kill there, but the Mortimer's Kiss is right on top of Ame. They'll focus their attention on Ori. They've got the 8th Remnant, but they get the kill on Ame before he ends up dead with the Luna Blade hitting on Ori. They'll take out his life. It's a 2 for 2 so far with Innocent still moving forward. Surge away. LSA hitting on a PYW. Battery assault ringing, but it's not enough. Jinkyu gets the kill. It's a trade 3 for 2. Innocence very, very low, but he ends up surviving it all. Meanwhile, Erica continues to farm in the top lane.
Yeah, Innocence did so much work there on the Undying. He soaked up so much damage with that Flesh Golem, getting the strength increase. Really well played from him, especially considering his net worth. The amount of work he did in that fight is really impressive. They're going to look to play top, though. They want to start opening up this Roche pit. You don't want to allow LGD to win a fight and then just instantly move into the Roche pit with the Drow Slada combo.
Got that kill onto Ame there. Just barely.
Yeah. And I'm really surprised Ame's not going for the Hurricane Pike first instead of the Asher. When you're playing against this Clockwork, I feel like that's the biggest threat for you. Obviously, there's still Chrono to worry about and everything. They might be a little bit worried that without Ame's damage in the fights, they might not be able to kill anybody. Like, as the fights go on throughout the game.
Southern Crush, back deep, PYW in some trouble, hook shot used. Got the stun out of Faith Beyond, and now Death Pool for the high ground, but they've got the 8th Remnant. Now the Chrono followed it up. It's on a 2. They look over at this Void Spirit. They've got the damage. They'll get the kill. Now nothing to say. They'll take out 1, and they look to retreat. Oh, good. 2-man Slithering Crush. Down goes DY. Old 11 with the surge. He's able to survive, and Faith Beyond still looking forward. He wants to go. These zombies in. Bash to the deep. LSA. Ori locked down. Erica can't even fight into this. They've gotten themselves the Corrosive Haze onto the Clockwork as well as the Faceless Void. It finally wears off, but the Mortimer's Kiss is through an Innocence with the Maledict. Right click from Erica. No fall. A second one dies, but that costs the buyback from DY.
It's not that big of a deal, though. Because, again, this is the kind of fight you don't want to let LGD win because they instantly move into the pit. So if you need to commit a little bit more, that's fine.
And a spit out on Ame. Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, all right. He can come down. It's not the worst thing in the world.
That was amazing. I don't want to see any RTG jokes in chat. Too late, probably.
I was going to say the old quick teasing, but... Dust comes in, hook shot, scatter blast, Jin-Q dead, wall committed. Haven't gotten a vacuum or anything just yet. They get to go to PYW to go with the ulti on Innocence as they focus their attention on the DY. He just went back, so he's dead for 56 seconds. Turn Crush hits, Old 11 gone. 3 heroes dead on the side of Vici. Ori and Erica must run, as all they took from that fight was Jin-Q.
Yeah, really great fight there. They just had the Greaves on the dark side delivered, unfortunately. As like he died, they were in base. Didn't have any way of purging. But again, the fact that Ame's just surviving in these fights and is able to just get his damage off from the backline is amazing for OGD. That's what they need. If they can just protect the giant fights by other people getting gone on first, it's really good. They have a clumsy net that they can give to somebody as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now that is up to 1.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Big swing in the last few minutes for OGD.
Very much so.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Radiant's bottom
BKB
tower
next for Ame.
Spit out mid, Lina.
Already. They're looking over it. Jin-Q bashes are enough to get the kill. It is disgusting what this Axe can do. 9, 1, and 4 for Ori. And
Faceless Void almost has the Manta as well, and with the DD bottled up.
Double damage.
and he's got the gold. See, they're not building 4 stabs on LGD.
Yeah, that surprises me against the clockwork. I thought Lina might go for one first. Or like Aetherlens Force, even.
First Roche going for Vici.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How significant is this coming to the next 5 minutes or so?
This is huge, not only you get it yourself, but also you take it away to the other team.
But his fate will always
This Slardar Drow lineup would have been expected to take the first stages for themselves if they hit a decent timing, but it feels like Vici have been playing from slightly ahead the whole game so far.
What is Faith Beyond going for? Echo Saber has the Blink Dagger as well as the Clumsy Net, the continued control there. Dark Seer, Guardian Greaves, Blink Dagger to find the right positioning
Dire's
for a
top
vacuum
tower is
into a
under
wall. We've
attack.
seen a couple walls, but not the vacuums afterwards. So up towards top, Erica's here. He's got the Manta going
Dire's
Diffusal
top
next.
tower is under attack.
to their top tower.
Dire's structures
Rare
are
sight on this
fortified.
void recent as of late.
Against attack.
Radiant's bottom tower
Radiant's
is
bottom
under
tower
attack.
is under attack.
Meanwhile, DY going Arcane Boots. I don't know why it's always fun to talk about what a carry's going for, and it makes me laugh a little bit when I compare that to a 5 position.
Bounty! Bounty!
They're all up here top.
Yes,
Blink, Slithering Crush. There's the Astral Step. They committed the 2-stone Manta. Not enough. So
Relentless coming in though.
he's committed the Manta. LXA misses. Hook shot out onto his own Void. Chrono comes down. They've got the Laguna Blade down to the Clockwork. They look for the damage on Ame. They get the kill into the Drow. They look over at the rest. Jin-Q looking to get away until he gets bashed. Slithering Crush misses from Faith Beyond. Time walk away. Gobble up, spit out. Hits onto the Void Spirit. They look over at Innocence with the Death Lord down from DY. They've got the damage with the Maledict to get the kill. 2 dead on the side of OGD. All they took out was the Aegis on Erica.
Yeah, they dig them in a lot there on Vici though, and they do kill the Drow, which is big, but they lost their Aegis, so
Dire's
they should be able to
top
take
tower
tier
is
2
under
here.
Is
But
under attack.
the Aegis is a big deal. I think Vici, they'll be okay that they won the fight, but they would have liked to have got more with it, right?
Dire's top tower
Dire's
is under
top
attack.
tower is under attack.
They need this Axe on the Void Spirit really badly as well.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
This one was always mine.
So close to the Ags. Well, not so close. 1,000 gold.
Yeah, it's only 1,000 gold away. It's not a huge amount. And Drow's going to have the BKB relatively soon as well. So at that point, between those 2 items, they should be really strong on LGD, even if they're a little bit behind. Obviously, you do still have to worry about this Chrono Snap fight.
Gobble up, spit out. Into the trees. Won't land. They've got the vision onto the Lina for a second.
The Lena's going to know that they'll have vision on the high ground now, though, where the ward spot usually is. And that's an Echo Sip.
Hook shot. Void Spirit caught. Cogs pushing back. Bashes in with the Fire Snap cookie. Down goes nothing to say.
That was perfect.
They're really putting it together on Vici. Really, really well.
Players here.
surge on a PYW. He's got hook not available in 15. He's going
Dire's
for
middle
stab.
tower
Dire's
is under
middle
attack.
tower is under
All the
attack.
other
Is being
teams,
built for Jinkyu.
Radiant's
all the other
bottom
teams in
tower
China
is under
scream
attack.
with joy as they realise LGD can bleed.
Dire's middle tower
Dire's
is under
middle
attack.
Mission though they have on the
is
high ground
under
here.
attack.
All right, fine. 1 for innocents dying, 2 for innocents living. Go.
The true heroes are the
Two for
ones who
innocents
went all the way.
Well, anticlimactic.
Oh, he's fine, he's fine.
They have smoke? No.
Ooh, I like
They
the
have
solar
one coming out.
perspective on Snapfire. This is really good.
Not something we see. We usually end up seeing like this Ags blink bots.
Yeah,
like
that's
so impressed.
I mean, Snapfire Core is one of these heroes that can build anything the team needs, really. Like, after you get the Axe, it's so situational in the game.
Radiant are scanning.
Against Drow Starter, you need armor. Not just for yourself, but whoever's getting focused.
Nothing to say. 800 gold away from this Axe. We're gonna find innocents. Maybe the ones in twos a little bit too late. Scatter Blast comes in. Decay is out, but DY gets the kill there.
Oh, this is what the ones and twos were for. We didn't say
tower.
we didn't say when he was gonna die.
Dire's bottom tower
Dire's
is under
bottom
attack.
tower is under
Gobble up, spit out, deep. They've got the vision. Jinkyu, he's dead too.
They get a tombstone.
Radiant's top tower.
A lot of gold going their way. Whoa!
Dire's
That hook
middle
shot
tower
kind of
is
flew
under
everywhere. Chronosphere on an Ame. Now they've got the Ion Shell. They'll look over to finish off this Drow. BKB gets popped, and it's gone. So they take out Ame. They look over at Faceless. He jumps into this team. He'll fall as well. That is a 10-second BKB getting wasted.
And Void Spit's just finished the Axe as well. But now they're so far behind. Like they're just gonna go high ground here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 3 might just be gone. I mean, it's
might be
definitely
amazing.
gone. Are the racks?
Ooh, that's the MKB dead. Nothing to say Snipes in Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, they have to get out now.
Astral Step, 8th Ramnent. That locks down the Witch Doctor. Resonant Pulse and the Astral Step damage kills off DY.
Bounty. Bounty.
Quick shot.
time is much
To the creeps.
I heard it. I was like, oh my god, we're fine.
Stops the MKB. I just don't know. It's a lifeline. That's for sure. It's certainly a lifeline. And they're going to play aggressive off it. They know Chrono's down. They know the wall is down. Everything down right now for Vici. Slither and Crush, they're in pretty deep for this. Fire Snap Cookie sends him out of the high ground. Sorry, bud. Couldn't save ya. Making things worse right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Aether Remnant pulling in the wrong direction.
Radiant structures are fortified.
fortified.
Can they get this tier 1 tower?
I don't think
Not even sure.
Radiant's middle tower
Try.
is under attack.
Out.
Gobble up, spit out, BKB, time walk away, LSA misses. That's now the 9-second BKB getting used by Ame. They're going to turn their attention over to DY. They get the kill on the Witch Doctor, Blink, Slither, and Crush. Now Fire Snap Cookie stuns up the Sword Arbor there, Mules. So, can they get this kill? They look over instead of Erica! Oh, going away to the damage! They take out the Faceless Void. They look for Old 11. He blinks away, and they've got the Void.
Radiant's
Of
middle
all
tower
heroes
is
to
under
catch in
attack.
that situation, they catch Erica.
Fantastic jumps there by not the same face we had, finding the right targets in the back line. Still now, Jar and Melina to come back and support him.
Tower is under attack.
Unfortunately for LGD, Roach isn't quite up yet. Minimum respawn time hasn't even hit. Otherwise, this would be like perfect scenario for them. If this is like a 2-second Roche, Gaben's rigged the game. That's all I'm saying. Here we go.
Outpost. Okay. LSA hits on two, so they're crushing ball and up on both of them. Ori needs to run, walls down, maybe wants to turn this the other way. Gobble up, spit out, DY a bit short, battery assault as well as a surge, goes over to Ame, got the rocket flare as well as the hook shot, there's the fire down cookie, but the sword comes in, Ame pops BKB, look over to DY, the Southern Crush comes out onto this Snapfire, scatter blast, but comes in, Ori on the run, bash out onto the dark sphere, they get the kill on the DY as well as PYW, they look over and find themselves all 11, they'll take out a third, Ori survives, and nobody did on LGD. Meanwhile, Roche is up in a minute.
Why, oh, why, oh, why? I'm trying to fight before the Void's ready again. It's so unnecessary.
Dire's top tower.
Just wait for the Void to be back on break. Like, you have Chronosphere when he's alive.
Look at the graph. Wow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The XP graph.
There's the Dota Plus graph going from what looks to be 90%. Down below, Aether Silence, Ori trying to TP out, and Faith Beyond just can't get here in time.
They really need this second Roche on Dire, I think, now. With this lead that they've managed to almost build up for themselves here.
Telescope Sardar, Greater Fairy Fire for the Drow. We'll see who grabs what.
Telescope for the Lina or the Undying to pick. It's a good... Roche has spawned. They know on LGD.
And they know on Vici.
They do have the Solar Crest now on the Snapfire though as well. And this Void really needs
middle
BKB.
tower is under
Because
attack.
without BKB, this Void Spirit threatens him massively. They still have the Gust. There's like the LSA on the Lina after the Yules. So he can't feel safe right now.
Knowing that Roche is up, he really, he needs his BKB as quickly as possible. Gets himself a greater Fairy Fire, but he's got the Paladin Sword. Innocence roaming forward. This is what we see from the Undying. They got themselves the Silver Crush that lands on 2. Now the LSA follows it up with the hook shot on the back lines. They get that stun out onto the Undying as well as the lead, but they get the stun air as well as 11. They lost the Dark Seer as well as the Faceless Void, but the Mortimer's Kiss is coming through, but DY dead as well. PYW looking soon to follow. Full Heroes dead on the side of Vici. A 2K lead for LGD and a Roche coming their way.
Fantastic by Nothing to Say. And Innocence just drops the tombstone on the high ground instantly, and Nothing to Say just smashes his face up to the high ground. And they instantly find the Faceless Void with the silence. He uses the Manta on the Void to be able to get it out, but the LSA comes through for Jinq straight away after the Manta. So the Void is constantly chain stunned and chain silenced the whole fight, and can't get any spells.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now,
Desperately needs that BKB.
yeah, and all of a sudden it's a 4K network advantage for LGD. Off like the back of 2 fights in a row and a Roche
Radiant's
taking.
top tower
It's a
is under
13K gold swing in what, like 5 minutes?
Yeah, pretty quick.
And it's about to be more as well with the
Radiant's
tier
top
2s.
tower has fallen.
Tower has fallen.
This is definitely looking
Radiant's
rough
middle tower is under attack.
for the side of Vici, but I think the game does have a chance once they get this BKB on the Void,
Radiant's
right?
middle tower has
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the game's nowhere near over. Ori? Oh my god!
Gets killed here by a Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond spotting him and I believe killing him 100-0.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, 2,650 damage.
But how did you get out there? Like, that was a hyper soak. With the AC finish in mid lane.
Look over and take out PYW and potentially find themselves this Void. Silenced up, and there's Aether, and he's gonna drop potentially. LSA hits, Jinq gets the kill, they're gonna jump for more. DY is dead, 4 heroes gone, almost a full team wipe coming in. Buybacks come through from the Quantic as well as this Witch Doctor, hook shot in, but where's your follow-up? Now this is just throwing your life away, the Blade Mail or not. Aether and it lands, they'll take out PYW, and then they'll look for the base. They have lost nothing in this entire space.
What has just happened in the last 5 minutes of this game? It feels like I've blinked, and all of a sudden, Vici have taken like 5 bad fights in a row or something. They're just getting picked apart.
Wow.
And, you know, fair play to LGD for punishing this no BKB on the Void.
Gobble up,
Radiant's middle tower
spit
is
out.
under attack.
Tomorrow's Kiss is looking for nothing to say, but There's the astral step forward.
It's going to be a set Rax.
Radiant's middle tower has
Wow.
fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's
Melee
middle
Rax
barracks
drops.
has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
TB for nothing to say. Aether Remnant lands under the darts here. They still don't have this Void for another second. Now Clockwork, he's dead for 14, and then they'll have everybody up inside of Vici, but they've lost 2 melee racks in the top and mid lane. Things falling apart at the seams for Vici and what seemed like such a good game for them.
Axe on Melina.
Wow. About
20
GQ.
with the spell up talent.
Oh.
It's 999 damage exactly.
Yeah. We talked about Jinkyu, how he took a back seat on that Wisp game, and then Techies didn't go well, but now he's got the farm that we expect him to do when he plays. He's got himself Yule's Axe Aether Lens as well as the Telescope.
Oh, this outpost.
Take a look at how far he can throw his spells from. It is disgusting. Nothing to say. Astral Step. This is the Aether Remnant. But now the Yule is trying to survive. Has the Cogs LSA. They've got the damage. Meanwhile, DY dead too. So 2 heroes gone without buyback on Vici.
You really need this beekeeping. It feels like Void's been farming it for about 10 minutes now. Even longer, maybe. And he's 300 gold away. We're getting there. So 100 gold away.
All of a sudden, they're down 20k, man. How is it dropped? The bottom's dropped out.
Look at the win percentage graph is the one that's really funny to look at.
Radiant's bottom tower
Radiant's
is under
bottom tower
attack.
is under attack.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in a win. Like, that one's crazy.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Reach the edge of a cliff and just fallen off. Vici.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna make a reference to a movie. Maybe you'll get this one. Have you seen the movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, the other guys?
I might have done, yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Samuel Jackson, they say aim for the bushes as they jump off the building. And they jump off the building, and it's, there goes my hero. And they just slam into the concrete. And that's it, they're dead. That's what that graph reminds me of. It's just this heroic moment where you aim for the bushes, and the bushes don't exist. It's just concrete at the bottom. And now all of a sudden, instead of having a 90% chance, you're down to 3.
The Drow has an E-Blade now as well, so if Ame doesn't get chronoed, then they have the hard save now that they've been missing the whole game for the Chronosphere.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
That's 5, yeah.
Void has no buyback, so if Erica gets caught here once,
Radiant's top
It's really
barracks are
difficult.
under attack.
cheat.
So they're in crunch. The Bastions can start with the Echo Saber. They've got the LSA to follow it up. They get the kill on a PYW, but there is Gobble Up as well as the Spit Out. They've got the Yules coming in for Fate Beyond. So now a lot of problems here for Eric Popsky. KD looks over and turns his attention on nothing to say. The Dissimulating dodges it. Oh no, insult to injury. They get that kill on all 11. They're going to buy back on this Dark Seer, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. The Astro Step as well as the Aether Remnant. That's not going to lock anybody down, but there's those Gunabate. The vacuum comes out on everybody on the side of LGD. Maybe they can do this. They're starting to turn it around a little bit, but the damage just isn't enough. They get the Kona Old 11. He's dead. He already bought back, so he is gone for quite some time. Ori, though, hit with the LSA as well as the Aether Remnant locking him up. There's nowhere for him to go. There's nowhere for him to run or hide. Ori's dead. Nothing to say against the kill, and the GG is called by Vici. LGD win game 3, and they've got a 2-1 lead over Vici.
Insane.